You know, it's harder and it's also easier than ever to make money as a musician. Hi, in today's video we're going to look at 10 real ways. We're talking real ways that I personally have made money as a musician, and I'm going to share them with you today, so watch! Hi, I'm Dean Wolf. Welcome to your place in the guitar player's universe for inspiration, advice, and ideas that'll sustain and motivate your career. Number one, and this is obvious, playing live. Well, there's a whole bunch of different ways to play and perform live. For example, if you have a band, you can apply to jazz festivals or different kinds of festivals, and they all pay, of course. You can play in weddings. You have to charge appropriately, though, because weddings take a lot of time to prepare. Sometimes they have special songs they want you to perform. Farmers markets, that's something that they have a need for around here in Victoria, BC, Canada. And I've done that, and they pay actually pretty good. And so you can sell your CDs as well. Another way, of course, is to hire out a club and have your doorman, and they collect your fee for your tickets. And at the end of the night, you pay the club and you pay your doorman, and you collect and split the earnings between your band. Busking, now that's the one thing on this list that I haven't done, so I can't speak with authority about busking, but obviously busking. Church solos, maybe you're not in a church, so that wouldn't be an option for everyone, but I'm in a church, so they needed soloists, and I never thought of myself as a soloist. There is a need or a want for some male vocalists, and they're gracious and accepting of even a folk-style singing male vocalist. Number two, selling CDs. Now, to sell a CD, you don't have to go even anymore to a professional studio. You can do it all yourself. You can make handmade CDs and CD art covers, and people love that. They eat that up. And if they love you as an artist, a singer-songwriter, a band, sure, they'll hand out $5, $10 for $20 for a CD. And if it's personalized, all the better if you've made your own art on it. Number three, Bandcamp. That's a great way to make some money from downloads. And the nice thing about Bandcamp is you just sign up, upload, and you're in business. There are other ways to get your music on other downloadable sites like iTunes and Spotify. You can go through other sort of aggregator kind of type places that'll take a fee, a yearly fee sometimes. You have to sort of compare and shop around. If you want me to do a video about that, leave a comment down below. Number four, YouTube videos. Now, I actually made some money on YouTube before they changed all the rules. You have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers in your channel now, and I didn't have that, so I got abruptly cut off from any income from YouTube. But that's okay, because once you get to that threshold, you're going to be able to cash in, because you'll already have a lot of things rolling, and if you start monetizing at 1,000 subscribers, the assumption is that you're pretty dedicated to it and you've been sticking to it, because that's what it's all about with YouTube, is being consistent and sticking to it. This channel, for example, that I'm speaking to you on is probably my 10th channel, and it's started from scratch all over again. I've got another channel that's getting on to 500 subscribers, and a couple others that have over 100, but this is the kind of channel I really want to stick with, and I know I can do it consistently, and I figured out my branding. Anyways, but that's about me. There you go. YouTube is another way to make money. Number five, licensing. License your music. If you've got music, license it. When you make your CDs, do an instrumental version, and that doesn't mean just drop the vocals. That means drop the vocals and add a guitar solo right throughout the whole thing, or a saxophone solo, or a piano. Don't worry, anyone in your band will love the idea of, hey, you got a solo through this whole song, come on, do it. Number six, performance rights organizations, pros. Now, you get income from them. You have to sign up first when your song has been performed over the radio, or if you performed yourself even live, or if another person has performed your songs live. In Canada, for example, with SoCan, you have to fill something out every time you do a live show. As long as you've had a certain amount of people attending and it's been ticketed and it's your own tunes, you can actually, in a sense, get paid. They pay you for playing your own songs. Number seven is producing. Now, what is producing? You can hire yourself out as a producer. I placed a classified ad to produce people, and basically you take young singer-songwriters under your wing who are needing some support, and maybe they don't know how to record, and you do, so you will set up microphones, you will record, help them record their song and mix it. Maybe you'll do all the instrumentation. Maybe they just play the guitar and sing, and then you play the bass and you program the drums or perform the drums and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what a producer is. And you don't have to charge a ton. You can be very affordable and do it by the hour. I wouldn't recommend doing it by the song, because you would not believe how much work one song can suddenly become at points.
Number 8.
Be a hired gun. Now, there's a couple different ways to do that. You can advertise and say that you want to be a hired gun for a band who needs a bassist and they're in a crunch and they've got their sets and their bassist dropped out. The other way you can hire yourself out as a hired gun is as a musician in your speciality or field. If you're playing cello, for example, I played cello as well. I've had tracks sent to me from Europe, and I line that track up and I just record along with it, and I make my own cello parts and I send all that back to them, and they incorporate it into their project and it ends up on their CD or album. So there you go. You get paid for that. You can hire yourself as a vocalist. You'll have to be creative and go check out Google, find out different ways to advertise yourself. There's probably lots of different ways. And get yourself out there as a hired gun. Number 9, teach. Teach. That's pretty much no-brainer. I did that too, and I haven't done it recently, but it's even now you can teach with Skype, so you don't have to leave your home. You can have students come to your home, or you can go and travel to their place. That opens up some doors sometimes. Charge appropriately, though, if you're traveling and spending time getting to these locations, but some people really appreciate the convenience of having the teacher show up once a week and teaching their children guitar. Number 10, host an open mic. Not the most common thing to do. You have to enjoy being up on a mic and in front of people, but it's definitely a viable way to earn a little income. I did it for half a year at a cafe, just a little out of town. And the wonderful thing about it is you make so many friends and connections with other musicians. The talent that's out there is pretty amazing. You really discover what kind of talent there is. So usually you have to provide your own gear. I did in this situation. Of course, being a musician like I am, I've got all kinds of gear, so it was not a big problem. I bought a little mixer. I already had some powered speakers. I used one for monitor, one for the crowd, pointed at the crowd, and I had some microphone stands and microphones. So there you go. I was all ready to rock and roll for that. So now, if you're a producer, you can actually double up your numbers of this list I'm giving you, and you could actually put your number out there to these people, pass a card out and say, hey, I'll produce you and I only charge $20 an hour or something, or a fee for a certain song. If we're going to wrap up, I would say the bonus point, number 11, is crowdsourcing. Although I can't speak with authority on this, I know that it is a viable way to earn income. I will probably start a crowdsourcing thing like Patreon. Patreon is when people who, say, for example, watch this channel and they want to support me, they like seeing my videos, and the fact is that if I earn more income from these videos, I could actually spend more time on them, up the value, production value. Plenty of people out there who make Patreon is their source of income, and they can support their families. And of course, that combines with being a YouTuber. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any questions at all about this video, and leave a thumbs up if you've really enjoyed it, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Content comes out regularly every Tuesday. All right, bye.